Well, guys, it's now time to get back to reacting to monster truck events. It has been a few days since I've last reacted to the Monster Jam 2000 season. After watching Houston 1999, we're now going back to 2000 itself. As next up on the list is Indianapolis 2000 Racing, which, just like a lot of events, I only saw one time on YouTube back in 2010, 2011 or so. So can't wait to watch it again. Of course, can't wait to watch Freestyle after that. As we're only down to the 4 events left of the regular season. Indianapolis, Anaheim, Jacksonville, and Pontiac before we get to World Finals 1. Looking forward to that. Alright, so after a long time again, let's watch racing, which of course, if you might see from the title, is going to be St. Louis this week.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, right? I think not.
Yep, of course, you see Dennis miserable after New Orleans, and just Gravedigger continuing to struggle all year as Tom just dominates after we saw a few weeks ago in San Antonio.
The RCA Dome in downtown Indianapolis. We'll get down and dirty.
Now I can't wait to see some racing here. I think there's only 8 trucks here, which is really small. I think it was 8 trucks. And this actually has to take place before New Orleans, now I thought, because that's when Dennis had his season-ending injury. So this had to have been before that.
And tonight, the noise will be from monster trucks as they have rolled into Indy.
Wouldn't be surprised too if they had to potentially reschedule the day too, since the Colts made the playoffs that year in the divisional round.
This is a great town. They love these monster trucks here.
That looks actually like San Antonio in the background.
Always seem to take it up a level when they come into this.
Because that's that's not Indianapolis, I don't think.
Inside domes, and what you're seeing,
I don't think this is the Indianapolis track. That looks like San Antonio in the background.
What the fans are getting is the best.
I guess I wouldn't be surprised promote it all that before and after and such.
These big domes, they have plenty of room to run. That means plenty of room.
Yeah, RCA Dome, that missed that stadium for Monster Jam. That was a great place. At least Lucas Oil Stadium did very well. So here we go with the field. Alan Pizzo and Predator, we saw him throughout the season, had some really good highlights. And of course, remember would win freestyle in Orlando. Dave Pizzo back in prowl after we saw Larry Jarzell drive last time. And here we go, Robbie Gray. We saw him compete in Houston the last event. This is the first time in 2000 we're going to see him. And Tony Farrell, rip. Nice to see him back again after it's been a while since I think we last saw him. And there's Dennis, of course, in Gravedigger. So this is before New Orleans, most likely when he got his injury. And of course, didn't show the rest of the field. So let's see, is it probably doing a full-on field? Yep, there's Tom Mentz, of course, just dominating. You saw one of his moves in a moment, it probably went by too quickly.
Coming up, we'll tell you about a little bit of Family Feud between Rob
of course. And of course, remember, few weeks ago we saw San Antonio where Rob Nell debuted in NWO. So there we go for round 1, since they didn't show the rest of the field. Wild Fang going up against Gray there. That could be a good race to start off with. Predator versus Mountaineer. Nitro versus Prowler. And then Bulldozer versus Goldberg. So Tom and Rob are going to go at it once again. I think their first match since the rematch, their rematch of the finals in Atlanta at the beginning of the season. Can't wait to see that.
Wrenchhead.com storylines. Predator got beat up a week ago. What shape is he in?
So I guess it takes place a week before at Atlanta? But couldn't have been because San Antonio and such would have been the same week then. I don't know. The whole thing, the whole schedule was just stupid how they did it back on TV back then. But yeah, as we saw, Tom's been dominating all year.
It's become the philosophy here on the track in monster trucks. Remember in Atlanta?
Yep, Tom just dominated.
Awesome show he had.
It's just like I've really been saying this every single time we watch the 2000 events. Tom was just dominant every year. Like there's no way around. No one could stop him except he only lost like 3 times. Remember, lost to Todd Frolic in Minneapolis in the finals. Lost to Jim Kohler in New Orleans, but that's because he broke and he straight up got beaten by Scott Hartsock in Orlando. Alright, so here we go. How about this stuff racing? Tom and Rob are going to go at it. But yeah, it's St. Louis style. This is only the second time I've ever watched racing here. So it'll be interesting to watch again.
And our course here in Indy, it is a full lap around. That means you have to turn
And
these
here
trucks
we
twice.
go.
That's not easy. They have rear steer in these trucks as well as...
And Tom dominating off the line. My gosh, Tom. Uh-oh, has a little bit of a rear steer problem. He lost a tie rod. Tom has no tie rod. He has no rear steer. Oh my god, he's driving with no steer. Those rear tires can go in any direction they please. Oh my gosh, how is he still going? Don't you miss those days when they let trucks go when they broke? I sure do. And oh boy. Oh, Rob did not hit the jump straight right there.
Bulldozer and Rob now have upset
He didn't though. He
We're gonna see it on the
didn't hit the
replay
cars
as it
correctly.
comes right into your living room.
But yeah, you see right there, dangling the rear tie rod broke right there. How did Tom do so good with no rear steer? Oh, it broke off completely, looks like. That is insane how that happened.
He makes it competitive, but again, if you can't get that thing to come through the turn, you can see how out of kilter he is. That's
But
all a problem
he's
with
gonna
rear
come
steer.
back
They're gonna have to get back
because
to
the
their work as
penalty.
Bulldozer moves on.
What happened?
I broke everything in the rear, but you know, what can you do? You just got to get it back together and go again.
You were looking so strong after the first turn and the second straightaway. Did it happen in the second turn?
I think it happened in the first turn. I had a hard time getting it back centered up. When I got it centered up, I knew something wasn't right. When I got to the second turn, it just wouldn't come back at all.
All right, so you lose the Bulldozer, but it is family.
Yeah, that's right. He did a good job out
But
there.
Rob got a penalty, it looked like. So let's
I'll tell you
see.
what, Rob Nell, since he's gotten behind the wheel, has
Let's see
really
what happens because it
showed
looked like he got a
some
penalty
promise
on that
with
final
truck
jump.
Absolutely, and you got to remember, he's basically still a rookie, gaining experience every time out. Does a nice job feathering through the turns. You can see how much smoother it is when your rear steer works, as opposed to the Goldberg replay we looked at a
Here we
minute
go.
ago.
Let's see.
And Rob Nell at this point knew that there was some problem on Goldberg.
Yeah!
Did a good job.
That's a penalty.
Goal for the win.
Are they not going to call that?
You go against Goldberg. Also, family.
Look, I know Tom broke, so he probably would still go on anyway. But come on, that was a penalty. Tom should be winning.
I had no clue I had to win. I didn't.
So Tom took a loss that I don't remember because, like I said, this is only the second time I've ever watched Indianapolis racing.
It surprised the heck out of me.
Did you see what happened to his truck?
Now I'm really confused because I know he was able to race later on or something. I'm confused. I guess we'll have to wait and see as the video goes on.
Last turn, you were behind. You came around. That tire rod went, and that's when you took him over.
But yeah, he
the
got a
last
penalty.
jump
I don't know how I did it. He's got a better motor than I do.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Plus our jargon
Alright,
jam
so
here on
as we
TNN's
continue on with
Motor
more
Madness.
racing action. Yay, World Finals 1 in preview. Up jam-pack about Nitro's debut. I wonder who's driving. Of course, Dave Pizzo up there, too. I wonder who's driving this week. They didn't show Nitro earlier, I don't think. Oh, Joe Payne this week. Yeah, because remember they kept alternating between Joe Payne, Cliff Thomas, and of course remember Charlie Palkin drove in the first event in Minneapolis, and then would drive in World Finals 1.
For the World Finals coming up in Vegas, Nitro needs to make up some ground. He's in contention, but boy, if he could win a few races here and start off by knocking off Dave Pizzo and Prowler, then he would have a shot to really move up. Pizzo, though, likewise, would love to get in that top six.
So here we go. Nitro and Predator. Dead even so far. Ooh, nice wheelie for Prowler, but and of course, classic VHS moment. Oh, Prowler too, and gonna knock a penalty over, so that's gonna be it for Prowler. Way off the line. Joe Payne. Oh, bad lane for Joe, but he's actually looking not that bad at the moment. Here we go into the final turn. Yeah, that was actually a very good race for Joe. That was the best race of the night so far. Oh man, maybe he could be a threat tonight. Oh boy, that'll be interesting to see.
Very smooth run by Nitro. Let's get a look at it again.
That was
Joe Payne,
undisputedly the best race of the night. I mean, not the best race of the night, but in terms of the past, that was absolutely the best. He was so smooth.
Now we'll watch him as he comes down through that.
That was like the only blemish when the truck went off the side right there a little bit, which is really weird.
Notice how much he's got that truck under control. Nice smooth run for Joe Payne.
Okay.
Your winner in round one. He's with Dan. Nitro looked pretty good for a first round run. What do you think?
Yeah, the track's holding up good, and the truck run real good the first round. I just hope we can get back and keep her going, stay in one piece together, and keep on. Maybe we can get to the finals in this thing today.
What did you
I mean,
do
drove very well.
different
That could be an
than you have
opportunity
in
for him to
past
make the
weeks
finals.
make him run as well as he did.
I just went out there and made up my mind tonight. I'm up here with these big boys that
And I hear Bad and the Bone in the background. Oh boy.
I think Joe Payne's
Why?
ready.
Why another
Ready, you're
commercial
gonna
after
see
one
round
race?
one.
Come on. And why are they showing
Indianapolis,
freestyle?
RedHead.com
Look like.
Monster Jam rolls on.
That was odd.
Hey, Monster Truck fans, be sure to go online to wrenchhead.com. Click on that Pick 6 icon. Pick the 6 drivers you want to be in the World Finals.
This
The
is stupid when they did
World
this.
Finals are coming to Las
Look,
Vegas.
it needs to
And when
be
you're there,
a
that
point
Pick
system where
6
all
will
16
automatically
trucks
register
qualify,
with
not
a
this
beautiful
BS where
Chevy Silverado
10 trucks are
4x4.
picked
It's
and
part of the 12-wheel
10
drive
trucks getting by
promotion.
point
There's
stands and the last 6
4-wheel
are
drive
picked by
right
fans.
here,
That's
plus 2
stupid.
Suzuki ATV
Stupid,
4x4s, and
stupid,
you could be
stupid.
getting your way to Las Vegas to the wrenchhead.com World Finals. It's simple. Go online, wrenchhead.com. Pick your 6 drivers. Maybe
Even back then when they had a point stands, they couldn't even get it right, which is so
Thanks a lot,
annoying.
Scott. That was good. That was excellent.
You've got to get those votes in by
And no, the way they're doing it
March
right now with like multiple tours and all that is also not the way you go. You do one tour and all that. All right, so here we go. Robbie Gray, Mountaineer, Alan Pizzo, and Predator.
He loves that truck, and there's Alan Pizzo. He's ready to go tonight.
So let's see what they
That's
got.
going to be the big question, Mike. Is he ready to go? That huge wreck in Atlanta, they've had to do so much work.
And you see he has a little bit of a different body piece in the back from the damage in Atlanta, which I think he used in Orlando as well.
We're going to see if he can
Oh,
run and do a race
Tom having
right
trouble
now.
going to the back.
Make that thing work, but we're going to get back on the track with Mountaineer and Predator.
So here we go.
That's Mountaineer in the far left
Allen has the big lead as Mountaineer's really behind.
as they head to the first
See how Allen does? Allen had a really good turn. Yeah, Robbie is getting obliterated. A lot of smoke off the back of Predator. Oh my goodness, Allen! Really good pass there. Easy victory. Uh-oh, that didn't look like a good landing though at the end.
That did any damage to the truck, but Predator goes away with the win, and here's Mountaineer.
Going to look at Robbie Gray, and right now the big question is Predator going to be able to advance to the second round? He won it, but boy, it looked rough, as you could tell.
Oh,
Robbie Gray on the
that's
other
a little
hand,
bit
nice
speculative right now at the moment. Got nosedive.
I think that cost him some time. Now on the second turn as he comes in, he
I got a feeling he might have hit that
has to
pole
get
there.
off the dirt a little bit.
Yeah, you know, Mountaineer hasn't run a lot of these big courses, so a little getting used to here.
Robbie, not your best race.
Definitely not my best race. I thought I caught a good light. I flashed a good light, but it just went away. I didn't get into it quick enough. I didn't get enough air over the first set of cars. Went into the first turn real nice. Got the tabletops pretty nice, but then it fell short into the next sideline. So, you know, you got to stay in it 100% or you're going to lose it. So, but
All right, well, you learned something from running the first round on that course. You may go to the semis because there's a few trucks that right now aren't feeling too good. What would you change in the next run?
I'll tell you what, in my driving style, I'm going to flash a better light. I'm going to dump it first, second, third. I'm going to hit all 3 gears out the hole instead of just hitting first and second. It's a terrible way to go to the next round, but, you know, if Predator can't get his truck back up, we'll go in there and jump for him.
Also, maybe there's something is wrong with Predator.
This was a rough ride in a bent-up and beat-up monster truck.
You know, here's another guy trying to make up ground right now. I'm sure he's hoping everybody goes to wrenchhead.com and votes for him to get the World Finals because he's
Something
had
loose
some
back there?
problems after that great freestyle in Atlanta where he tore the truck up. Now he gets it back together and he actually has a nice run here, but it's just not happening for Predator. You can tell there's problems with that truck.
Alan, what happened?
I don't know. It was a real smooth run out there, and I guess when I landed over that last jump, the rear shock mount let go.
Is it because of the old injury, perhaps, in Atlanta?
Ooh, they didn't show that.
It's very possible. It may
Oh.
have been fractured from before.
Ooh, that didn't
But
look
I think with
good.
enough help here, we're going to get it back together and be ready for the next round.
All
And of
we're
course,
ready for the next
another
round as
commercial
well.
break after just one
Dennis
race.
Anderson. Can they erase their
But
bad
oh,
luck?
that was
We'll
not a
see.
good land right there. All right, now here we go with I think could be the best race of round one so far. Tony and Dennis gonna go at it. But of course, I'm not gonna like what happens to Dennis at the end. It's gonna be very unfortunate.
For Gravedigger, who's had some troubles recently, Scott.
Boy, it's been a rough start to the new year and the new century, if you will, for Gravedigger. Here you got to look at
New
Atlanta.
millennium
He
as
was
well.
all over the place. Then it's San Antonio. Shock problems, just busting on the truck. He gets too much air, and again, he hits very funny on the side.
Well, I know
That reminds me, because I saw San Antonio freestyle. I don't know if I mentioned because I don't think we saw Dennis freestyle in that event. And I remember someone saying that he did freestyle it, but they didn't show any footage, I think. Here we go, Dennis and Farrell. This should be a huge matchup.
He is so psyched. He is dying to get out here and show everybody what he can do. Tony Farrell in the Wild thing, though, is no pushover. 1999 Skull. Notice that? That's the body style of it. Let's see if you can buy that at your local Chevy or Ford dealer tomorrow.
And Tony looked like had the slight lead right there.
Got about 50 friends here in the
Here we go.
from nearby here. From
Well, ran over pole for Dennis as he continues to struggle.
Another penalty, though, for 5 seconds running over that turning pole.
And another one. Oh, my God. And Farrell on 2 wheels. And Farrell, of course, going to get the win. But here we go. This is when the pain starts. Ugh. And then...
Love the run, but Dennis Anderson not happy. There's something wrong with the left
It gets...
on the Gravedigger machine.
He's not happy. He's just... Dennis is an unhappy camper. You can see that wheel's locked up. And I guarantee you, he's ready to gnaw his arm off. He is just really upset right now.
I think they had to shut him down, too, because he was going, like, nuts or whatever. It was just very unfortunate seeing that. And once again, another horrible event for Gravedigger. It's like Tom took all the magic from Gravedigger and just took it all for himself to dominate all year. He dominated, no one could stop him. Literally everything went wrong for Gravedigger that entire year pretty much.
And you can see it just locked
Like, the
up.
only thing we saw good for Gravedigger was winning Minneapolis racing. That's it so far. Oh, and land freestyle.
We don't know yet. No, he exploded the left front planetary. Don't know why. Probably possibly blew the steering valve on it also. Looks like there's enough damage. We may not be able to get it going. We may not have enough time to even come back for freestyle. We'll go with the crew and we're going to get with them and see what we got in the trailer. If we've got everything on hand, we'll come back for freestyle. If not, as far as the race goes, we're out. We're down. Is the kind of thing that could have been caused by the hardness of this track? Yes, the track's a little sticky, but no, I wouldn't blame it on the track. There's a mechanical malfunction in the gear, in the planetary gear.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason right there, because that just
Who
looked
knows, man?
horrible.
We've done this thing in a million parts in the last 3 weeks, thrashing on from one end to the other, but we're not going to give up. It seems as though you've been thrashing number 7 for so long, every time you fix it up, something else happens. However, you've got your crew chief back that you've wanted for a long time. Things are obviously going to look better in the long run.
It's just so disappointing to see this happen to Dennis and Gravedigger the entire year. Every week something bad happened. Like every single time.
I just got my back in good shape. Figured I'd bring this old wild truck out and do some freestyle, try to win some races. Right now it's not to my favor, but things have been kind of going downhill, but I got to get to the bottom of that hill before long, and I'm going to start going back up. Get thrashing, brother. All right, man, thanks.
We'll see if Gravedigger.
But Tony also struggled too. You saw he got on 2 wheels right there.
Had some interesting moments of his own on this.
That was a penalty too he got.
Penalty right there. You had the same situation.
But Dennis had 2 penalties.
Tony, first of all, what happened to the tire?
Oh, it popped.
Well, I popped a big old hole in it. We're trying to plug it right now so we can get back out here. I don't know if we'll make it or not.
Now, you lose the round. However, you may come back because Gravedigger may not be able to go any place at all. Any kind of gratification in that?
No, not really. You don't risk no bad luck on nobody. I mean, I went out there running hard. I knew Dennis was going to run hard. He wants to win this. It's my hometown. I want to win this thing.
Now, if you can make the semifinals, will it be ready?
Yeah, I think we're trying. I mean, we're doing what we can right now. I got to get a jack in here. I got all the tire plugs I can. I got Mountaineer helping me. We're just doing what we can here real quick.
It's a family affair, isn't it? Mountaineer's back here. Everyone's back here helping the truck that they compete against.
Oh, yeah. I love this sport. Everybody helps everybody out. If not, you'll probably see me over here stealing a tire of somebody's truck for the night's over.
We'll get to work.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, there's a lot of thrashing going on. Gravedigger, Dennis Anderson trying to get things happening, and that wheel locked up on him. There you see, boy, it really just exploded in there.
Man, there's a lot of work left to do.
Like Dennis, I really don't get how Gravedigger had this much terrible luck that year. I don't get it. I do not get how you had that bad of a luck. Every single week. Alright, so just talking about this. More sand drags, World Finals 1 intro. Alright, here we go. Looks like we're going to get to semifinals action now.
Among those having some problems in the first round. Let's get an update now from Dan.
1 round down, 2 to go. But the big problem is only Bulldozer and Nitro are definitely in the semis. Talk about thrashing in the pits. Goldberg is thrashing. You got Predator back in the tunnel someplace trying to get it together. You've got the big man himself
Gravedigger, not all together. Also wild.
That was just a bad week for breakage.
I mean, this track has really done a number. These drivers have done a number. They are entertaining these fans. At the same time, it's at the cost of their equipment. These semis, right now, it's all or nothing. We have no idea who's even going to be in it. Stick around. This is exciting stuff.
And we'll find out. Goldberg trying to get that rear steer fixed. We'll see how it all shakes out in just a moment on Monster Jam.
Not looking good. And like
Next week, the monster. Everything
Promoting freestyle, I hate you when you do that. Stop. Stop. No.
Well, there's some of the thrashing continuing. Wild Thing. Tony Farrell's got his whole crew and some from Mountaineer trying to get that fixed.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about having problems in the first round. The semis are finally set. Nitro and Bulldozer, we knew they were in. Mountaineer had the bad
Even though
race.
Bulldozer should not be
Robbie's in
in.
the semis because the thrashing wasn't done on time. And who else? Goldberg fixed his truck. He's in the next round because he got his running. Have a good time.
Tom should have freaking be in here. There shouldn't even be a fast loser. Mountaineer should have gotten a straight by, like Mountaineer should have gotten a straight by. Tom should have been facing Nitro because he did win. Rob got a penalty. Like, what the fuck? Man, racing's sloppy this week in terms of official and rules and all that. Oh, it's annoying. But hey, this could be a good race though. Rob Nell, Joe Payne. We saw Joe do really good in his last time out. Let's see what he does here. Could we potentially get a rematch of the finals from Atlanta? Joe has a big start there. Uh-oh. Yep, something happened to Bulldozer. Yep, something's wrong with Bulldozer. Oh, God. Oh, okay, fire back up, but he's way behind. Oh, into the turn. Again, Joe had a little bit of a struggle right there, and he is in the finals. For the first time ever, possibly? Nitro's first time in the finals, too. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Rob there. The truck just, like, died at the start, and it was not good.
Trying to get those critical points to make it to Destination Vegas. What has he done?
But yeah, Joe is really doing good out here. He's gonna be a threat.
Consistent runs, you know, with all the breakage, all the
this was definitely like the best moment I've ever seen him drive too.
Consistent truck we've seen on this very, very difficult course.
What a great run for Joe Payne, having a good night here in Indy. This guy's trying to make it a monster truck big time.
You and Nitro are running really, really well. What are you doing to dial it in?
Well, the truck's running really good tonight, and like I say, the only thing I'm doing is just putting the metal to the left metal and letting her roll, and hopefully I'll be able to get this.
Yeah, he's doing really good tonight. He's gonna be a big threat in racing in the finals.
We're gonna sure give it our best.
So far, it's been a strong night for Joe Payne. You look at Wild Thing and Gravedigger. All these trucks, I think, really reflect the personalities of the men behind the wheel of these machines. It's quite a creative sport. What's that all about? How about these personalities of trucks?
But of course, we're here for racing, remember. Oh, here we go. So, to the semifinals, that should not be. Tom should have been in the last race against Joe. Now here he is coming back as a fast loser, which he wasn't even a fast loser, as freaking Rob got the penalty. Tom should have straight up won. Alright, so now here we go. Robbie Gray going up against Tom. Oh, man. Even with Tom struggling, this is going to be a bloodbath.
And Goldberg with a great start.
Way behind. Oh, Tom struggled a little bit right there. Alright, but here we go. And, of course, Tom dominate with no effort, and he's going to make the finals. And here we go, classic moment. Look at that sidewall! How about that save right there Tom did? Let's go! And he looked, and of course, classic NHS, VHS moment right there. My gosh. Look like the rear steer locked up, but Tom, once again, is in the finals as he suffered his 4th loss of the season.
We're going to look at Robbie Gray coming through here.
And again, he shouldn't have suffered that loss. He should have straight up faced Joe Payne. And honestly, I think Tom might have actually lost to Payne if I remember Joe's pass. Because Tom struggled a little bit. So he might have straight up would have lost to Joe.
that the Goldberg
But
machine
yeah,
is just on
Joe
top of the
just,
world. I know
I'm not
everybody's
Joe,
going to
Robbie
wrenchhead.com
just
to vote
struggling.
for him.
But how about
He's
that
racking points.
sidewall?
Watch this. He was literally almost over, and then look at him stop the
And
truck.
remember, young ones, that save may look like nothing to you nowadays, but that was huge by 2000 standards.
They say sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Mister, you're both.
I know it. You had to be lucky and good on that one. I don't know what happened. I kept rolling on the throttle. I was running out of room, and somehow it fly back up. I'm out there driving it with no automatic rear, so I got to drive it all by hand. It's a little tough, but we got around there.
Well, you ran a good race for someone who has no automatic steer. Now, getting into the semifinals as it was in the first place was kind of fortunate on your part.
Yeah, it was. You know, I guess it just must be meant to be. You know, we got 150 people from home up here to watch, so I thought I was out. I thought I was letting them down, but somehow we got back in it and made the most of it.
And all of a sudden now, Nitro has just been riding this course so smoothly. What's he doing that no one else is doing?
He's just making some good, smart maneuvers, you know, his steering's working
And honestly,
good.
he,
ain't
like I
making no
said,
mistakes.
I think he's actually been doing better than Tom
there
done.
is WCW
So here we go, the finals, which should actually be the semifinals. Joe Payne and Tom Meent's gonna go at it. As long as Joe Payne actually shows up, this could be a huge race.
It's going to be a real good, tight race, but, you know, family aside, I think Goldberg's going to pull it out. He's just too hot a truck right now.
I tell you what, I got to go with Tom with this one in the Goldberg. He's undefeated in the new truck. You know,
Even though
put his
he
thing back together,
lost
he put it out there and he put
a
on
race.
the show right there. Like I say, I got to go with Goldberg over this round.
Right now, I'm going to put my nickel on the WCW truck, the Nitro truck. Just because
I bet it would hurt Dennis to say Tom winning. It would probably hurt so much to say that.
You know, sharing teams. He used to be on that team. He came back over to my team. So hopefully the WCW Nitro truck will win.
Yeah, great. Nitro actually, I think, toured with Gravedigger that year. Because a lot of trucks, for all of you don't know, a lot of times during the season, trucks actually like team up basically, like they travel together and all that. And I think I mentioned it before in that Memorial Week in 2000, I went down to Digger's Dungeons and there was Lyle Hancock there. The chassis that Nitro was on was in the pit in the garage with a whole bunch of other Gravedigger trucks. So yeah, I think they teamed up together. Also, I think, not fully sure, I think Nitro's chassis was a former Gravedigger chassis too, so that's also the reason why they probably teamed up. Alright, this could be a big final as long as Joe shows up. He's been doing really good tonight in racing, but he's got to face Tom, of course, who is unstoppable this year. This is going to be insane. This should have been the semifinals, and I think Joe probably would have outright beat Tom, because Tom struggled a little bit in some of those turns. But let's see what happens here. Could Joe show up and maybe put up a good challenge to Tom? Here we go. And Joe actually had a good start there, but here we go. Into the turn. He went a little wide right there, but he's still hanging in there with Tom. Oh, Tom's rear steer looks like it's broken again. Oh, no. In trouble. Oh, Joe hit so many turning poles. What is going on here? Oh, my gosh. Joe, you choked it. Joe, you choked it. Come on. Even with the penalties, you had a chance. That was like, what, 2 penalties he had? Oh, my God. How does Tom do it, man? Even when he fucks up, it's like World Finals 11 racing. Oh, my gosh. Tom. You're winning races you should not be winning. My gosh. Tom got bailed out the entire night. He should have outright won racing against Rob now, which they wouldn't count. He comes in as a fast loser, which he shouldn't have. He should have faced Joe. And then he gets his lucky ass finals because Joe choked it. Joe, what are you doing? Come on, man.
This was another good run. Now,
you had it. You didn't have that good of a turn right there, but still, it was right there. Ooh, he hit a pole right there. I wonder if that would have counted too, but freaking 3 poles potentially. Oh, how?
A heck of a run,
oh my God, I thought it was going to be good finals too.
I got into it a little bit too hard there. I saw Tom coming up and I knew that if I didn't go ahead and make that turn, but I didn't know that he stalled out over there. If I had just seen that, I had it in my pocket, but I didn't see it and almost went over and I had to correct for that.
The more you run them, the more experience you get,
I was hoping for insane
Yeah, it
finals.
comes to you right quick. When you start to get her over on her side, you start trying to do something to correct to get her back over the right way.
All WCW final. First time ever. What do you think about that? Nitro Goldberg.
Yeah, we almost got there, but I love doing what we're doing, and I'm glad we got as far as we did.
Great night, brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And indeed, a good night for Joe Payne. But Goldberg,
Aw.
not his best
He
run,
did
but
not.
I'll
Tom
go ahead and
honestly
stumble
did not
him.
really deserve
Again,
this
it's one of
win.
these situations that we've been talking
Yet,
about all
he
night.
did it.
Sometimes it's
He got the
better to be
win.
lucky than good. We know Tom Mintz is good. This was luck. At this point, he's beat. Look, he's off course, shuts it down. He's in trouble. But then he looks over and he sees that Nitro has gone off course himself. So Tom says, wait a minute, I can still win this thing. Bang, he hits it. Goldberg wins again.
I think that manual rear steer that he's having to operate caused a little bit of a problem there. Let's hear from Tom Mintz.
That one he
3
did
times in a
not
row
deserve
on
to win.
TNN, 3 wins in a row. What are you doing right?
I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you right now, it's a lot of determination. Everybody around me, my dad, Ron, Rob, my wife, my little girl Hannah, that puts up with me being gone. Just everybody comes over. So many people. Alan, Tim, I can't even name them all. I shouldn't even try to thank some of them because I'll never be able to keep up with them all.
All WCW final. First time we've had that.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? You know, man, I'm telling you, it's unreal. But we just keep going. You know, we got a little break tonight, but you gotta get lucky now and then.
I tell you, that flag in the back of your truck doesn't seem to weigh you down.
I'm telling you, I ain't letting it worry me. I'm gonna take that flag all the way to Las Vegas.
Keep it up.
Thanks.
For only the second time I watched racing, I was a little disappointed with that finish.
In Las Vegas as we take a look at our racing points.
Well, you can see how dominant Goldberg has been, but there is the Nitro machine with that great run tonight. He's moved himself up into a position where he's got a shot. Remember, just like it says on the screen, top 6 make it a destination Vegas. Right now, King Crunch is on the bubble.
Right, and you can log on to wrenchhead.com and vote for your 6 as well to get
It
there.
wasn't just
Always
Predator. A whole bunch of
checking out
trucks
our
broke this
storylines.
week.
Predator, yeah, being cracked up again. Digger had problems. Tom Mintz wins. That'll do it from up here for Scott Douglas.
Really,
I'm
that's
Mike
it?
Hogwood. Let's check in with Dan Moriarty.
Top on the mountain ear.
Indianapolis, week 1.
So yeah, that was the second time I watched racing. I'm actually a little disappointed. Of course, a lot of trucks broke, but that finals, man, it looked like it was going to be right there. Tom played bad, and then Joe choked it. But hey, we still got freestyle, which will be in the next video. Hopefully, freestyle will be much better. So I hope you enjoy me watching Monster Jam Indianapolis 2000 racing, and see you all next time for freestyle.